All right, guys, Jamaica just released their 23-man squad for the upcoming game against the USA in the Nations League semifinals, and I'm here to talk about it to you guys, give you guys my reaction. The one word I would use for the team is depleted. Depleted. It really highlights the difference in quality right now between the USA and Jamaica, unfortunately, because Jamaica is missing like at least 3 or 4 key players for this upcoming semifinal. Doesn't mean it's impossible to beat the USA. I do think it's going to make it just that much harder, though, unfortunately. Before we get started, make sure to leave a comment on any opinion you guys have on this. Subscribe if you want more Jamaican content. We're expected to release a video in the coming days about how we think they should line up against the USA, as well as players that could be eligible to switch to Jamaica ahead of the Copa America and or World Cup. So if that interests you, make sure to subscribe now, and you can turn notifications on to get alerted when those come up and be one of the first to watch it. So for those that don't know, I'm going to start listing off the players on this team sheet. We'll go from back to front, so goalkeepers to forwards. In goal, we have Andre Blake, of course, Shaquan Davis, Jamali White. Are the 3 goalkeepers there as well. Defenders, Richard King, Damian Lowe, Deshaun Bernard, Michael Hector, Dexter Lemikisa, Tyvon Gregg, and Greg Lay. In midfield, we have Daniel Johnson, Joel Ladi, Bobby De Cordova-Reed, Karoy Anderson, Casey Palmer, Ronaldo Safas. In forward, we have Corey Burke, Bailey Kadamarteri, Damari Gray, Shamar Nicholson, Michael Antonio, Jamal Lowe, and Kaheem Dixon. So right off the bat, we see a few different missing parts. Obviously, the main name that's not here is Leon Bailey. He did not get a red card or anything, so he's not suspended for this match by Concacaf. However, he was suspended by the Jamaica Football Federation for missing curfew during one of the times he was with the Jamaican national team. Meaning that he will not be in play for the semifinal, and I believe also if they were to make it to the final, he would not be present at the final as well in Arlington, Texas. While I do think it is good for Jamaica to prevent any player from being bigger than the team, I do think this is quite unfortunate and really unfortunate timing. Truthfully, if I'm the Jamaica head coach, I'm kind of letting this one slide because he's definitely Jamaica's best player, and he also has been in pretty decent form recently for Aston Villa. So him to not be here is pretty devastating. If I had to put a word to it, it's quite devastating for Jamaica's attacking chances, unfortunately. Also because there are a bunch of other attacking differences and depletions that they have to deal with. Shamar Nicholson and Damari Gray are on suspension for the upcoming game, I believe, meaning they cannot play in the game. And if I had to pick, I would definitely put those 2 as my starting wingers for Jamaica against the USA. But because they don't, it's definitely going to be a little bit of using the B team here and hoping that they can perform as best of their ability. 2 other Premier League ballers that are not here in defense are Ethan Pinnock and Amari Bell. Amari Bell just had surgery for an injury he most recently had, and Ethan Pinnock is also out for injury for Brentford. So definitely 2 starting players here that will not be here. Unfortunately, in defense, you still have some pretty good defenders, although I do think Ethan Pinnock and Amari Bell would have made a really big difference against the quick attack of USA. I do think De Cordova-Reed will help the attack a little bit for what they do have, but he does have to track back here, especially, like I said, against a quick USA team. They are going to expect to quickly go into the counterattack when they need to, or quickly move the ball up using their quick wingers and fullbacks on the left and right side. So I do think he will have to help with the attack, but also in the midfield and defense. It's going to have to be a big game for him for sure. Another name here that a lot of people are questioning to not be included here is Omari Hutchinson. And as a Chelsea fan too, obviously, I would like to include him in the squad. I do think he has a rising talent and has the potential to even play for the English team in the future. But I don't think it's ever going to happen with Jamaica, unfortunately. He has some caps for Jamaica, but it is quite obvious he doesn't want to play in Concacaf right now. He has been called up a few times, and for different reasons. He's given different reasons that are not injury. He wasn't able to make the trip or didn't want to join the team. It's quite obvious. I'm sure they approached him for this, and he probably rejected him straight out, unfortunately. So for those asking about Omari Hutchinson, that's probably the reason he isn't here. I am also interested in why Joel Ladi is placed as a midfield position here. I do know that his primary position is a center back, and his secondary is a right back. So I don't know why the manager continues to play him in the midfield. Not to say he won't do good there. I do think, though, however, it would be more beneficial for him to strengthen the defense as a center back, maybe next to Damian Lowe, or replace Damian Lowe and have Damian Lowe move up into a defensive midfielder position to counteract the center midfield of the USA. That's what he did do against Canada, and it did work out. I mean, they did win and provide a good amount of defensive cover. I would like to see that again instead of Lottie playing in the midfield. I don't think it works well enough, and I don't think it's enough of a secondary for him to contribute as much as midfielder would need to, or as much as he could in the defense. Another player I would have been interested in seeing in this lineup is Whisper Richards, of course. I mean, I'm a big Whisper Richards fan. Obviously, Chelsea fan, like I said. I do think he has a really big potential to be a star player, not just for Jamaica, but in the world. I'm not sure why he is not here. If you know, let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure it might also be a case of age. He's just not ready for the team. I would understand that as well. But I would have liked to see him here because this would be an opportunity for him to shine with the absence of Damari Gray, Leon Bailey, and Shamar Nicholson. Would have been good to see him play. Now, like I said before, it is definitely going to be a tougher game now after seeing this team sheet for Jamaica. I do think it's possible. I think you just need to play really smart and really hard. I think USA does have a tendency sometimes to not hustle as much as they should and not be first to the ball, which is key in any game, no matter if you are the Shark or the Minnow. I do think that Jamaica could pounce on that, and they just have to be first to every ball. Be a little disruptive against the USA, use set pieces again like they did last time, which is how they scored, and they should have won if they scored that penalty. I think use set pieces and just be disruptive. I just honestly use a lot of fouls if you need to. Like, just stop. Don't let USA get into a groove. And then I think Jamaica definitely has a much better chance. They have Andre Blake in goal, one of the best Concacaf goalkeepers right now. But I do think there are a lot of shortcomings here with this team lineup. It's going to be a little bit harder for Jamaica to pull out a victory here. But I don't think it's impossible. I do think it would be a fantastic result if they were to, and a quite disappointing one for the USA if they did not pull out a win here against this kind of Jamaica squad. So if you guys have any opinions or thoughts about the team lineup, make sure to leave it in the comments down below. We will have a video, like I said earlier, about players that could switch to Jamaica, as well as how we think the team should line up against the USA side. We were planning on doing that earlier, but we were waiting for the team sheet to come out. Now that has come out, we're going to try and get that out within the next few days. The semifinal is a week from today. It is the 21st of March, so make sure to watch that. We should have either a preview or a reaction video depending on how the day goes, and if we do, make sure to be first to watch that by turning on notifications, subscribing, you know the deal. So yeah, if any of that interests you guys, make sure to stick around for the future, and we'll see you guys later. Take it easy.